Thanks for joining us for another special edition of 4 News Now. Everyone needs a break from the news of the day, even us.
So instead of bringing you the latest news, tonight we're taking you on a journey back in time, featuring some of the beauty of the inland Northwest our Air 4 drone has captured these last few months. Thanks for being with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. Since we started shooting these drone stories for you, our drone has seen a lot of miles. 323 miles to be exact. That's a lot of time spent up in the air.
In fact, the Air 4 has spent a total of 74 hours and 16 minutes in the sky. That's the equivalent of more than 3 full days.
Tonight, we are taking a look back at summer in most of these features. And while temperatures are getting cooler now and school's back in session, the sun is still shining enough for you to get out there and enjoy some of these areas with your family.
Like Gold Hill in Sandpoint. It's a 3.7-mile track designed just for hikers and mountain bikers. We are getting things started in North Idaho with this first Air 4 drone adventure.
This is actually Gold Hill. It's a local hiking and biking trail. It's very well maintained. It's very smooth, plenty of width for both hikers and bikers.
Well, for me, it's a challenging trail, but it's beautiful. And the scenery is fantastic.
It's so much fun. It's a good climb up, not terribly technically difficult. It's a good ride down.
Oh, this is a great trail. I mean, it's not close to trees unless you go off the trail, which I've done.
There are several view spots. There's 3 benches. Some hikers go all the way to the top of Gold Hill. And from the top of Gold Hill, you have a 270-degree view of basically everything to the south, east, and west. And then there's another view spot up there that you have a 90-degree view to the north. So it's good exercise, first and foremost. It's not even exercise, it's just pure enjoyment. It's good for the soul.
It seems like just yesterday we were enjoying a sunny Saturday at the lake. And while we spend most of our Saturdays now perfectly content watching college football, that doesn't take away from the beauty that surrounds both Kalispell and Bartow Islands on Priest Lake. You're about to see some views of the Selkirk Mountains you can't get to unless you have a boat.
Crystal clear water. Big sandy beaches. We're in northern Idaho, Priest Lake. The 2 islands that are up here that we offered camping at are Kalispell Island and Bartow Island. Kalispell Island has a little bit larger sites. There's roughly 50 individual sites on it, and it has big sandy beaches, lots of good room for folks to spread out and camp.
It's great camping, you know. They got little pits for you, and they got tables. Tables are all set up for you. 87 degrees and on a nice little sandy beach. I got a little lawn chairs out and just kind of soaking up the sun and just having a good time.
Bartow Island, the shoreline is a little less sandy. It's got a little smaller beaches, so we get a lot of the folks that do kayaking or take smaller boats, they oftentimes utilize Bartow Island. Some people will put out mooring buoys, and especially if you're in a sailboat or something with a keel, they kind of park off the shore and then take a dinghy in. Pretty amazing spot. Just great opportunities for recreation up here.
Sometimes the most beautiful parts of our region aren't right in front of you along the highway. You have to go a little bit off the beaten path to find them.
That's definitely the case for this next Air 4 adventure. We're headed 90 miles north of Spokane for this one. Sweet Creek Falls is just south of Medellin Falls along the Pend Oreille River, and it's a little bit of a hike to get there.
We're at Sweet Creek Falls. We just drove up here and didn't even realize what was back here. beautiful is beyond words. The waterfall is spectacular. The trees and yeah, the weather. This is the perfect time of year right now too. Every time we have relatives or somebody come up, we bring them here.
From Las Vegas, Nevada, and came here to see the family. It's amazing, it's breathtaking. Your smell is amazing. I can't tell you how good it smells. I'm gonna move up here. I took 1,000 videos and then 1,000 pictures. It's amazing, breathtaking.
Really easy hiking, get back into the waterfalls, and there's picnic benches everywhere to sit on. Absolutely gorgeous.
The falls are beautiful.
We are just getting this show started. Earlier, we showed you the Priest Lake Islands, and coming up, we'll head farther north to Upper Priest Lake and show you what it has to offer.
Plus, a stunning view and a glass of wine. What more could you ask for? Our drone feature from Arbor Crest Winery is just a few minutes away.
We showed you the beauty of the Priest Lake Islands earlier in this special edition of 4 News Now. But if you're up for a long journey north on a boat, there are more stunning views to be seen. Upper Priest Lake is its own separate lake. It takes a while to get there, as you have to go all the way up Priest Lake itself to get to the upper lake. But if you do, you can see one of the longest stretches of untouched forest in the inland Northwest.
We're up at the Upper Priest Lake, which is, it's actually a separate lake from Priest Lake itself. It's a bit of a journey. It takes a good portion of the day. You have to travel all the way up the normal Priest Lake and then travel about 2.5 miles through the thoroughfare, which is a kind of shallow. It feels a lot like you're in a river before you actually reach the upper lake. It's a special experience. Upper Lake, it connects into the Upper Priest River, which is one of the largest contiguous chunks of old growth, and definitely the largest contiguous chunk of old growth on the IPNF. It's the ownership of the American people. I mean, it is their public land, and they should come out and enjoy it. We have a series of really nice campsites that are kind of strategically located around the Upper Lake. I believe there's 6 different sites up there.
Usually we'll come up on a Thursday, leave Saturday. It's never too crowded then. Weekends it can get a little crowded. We try and come up every other weekend, but at least 4 times for sure during the summer. Everybody takes care of the campgrounds and stuff. I never see any trash being left behind. It's just a great place to come and camp.
You have the ability to kind of unplug and kind of reset and take a second without all of the constant distractions of normal daily life.
Lake adventures may have wrapped up for the summer, but the views don't change when the season does up at Arbor Crest Wine Cellars. The historic property located north of Spokane Valley offers award-winning wines along with a European feel.
Not to mention, it offers one of the best views in our area, and there's still time this year for you to take a break from the kids and enjoy a well-deserved day out at this unique place.
We're at the Cliff House Estate, which is home of Arbor Crest Wine Cellars. We host weddings, concerts, but our primary core business is wine tasting and making wine. First time I came up here, it was mind-boggling. I felt like I was in Europe, and here we are in Spokane. So as you come onto the Cliff House Estate, the first thing you see is our caretaker house, or the gatehouse as we call it. Once you come through that, you look into to the west and you'll see the Cliff House, which was built in 1924. It's a 3-story Italian-style home. And then as you walk through the grounds, there's just some unique plantings that Uncle Dave, who ran the winery for the first 18 years, had planted throughout the property. And we've kind of cherished those initial plantings, and we keep just adding different sections that make it unique for the walking experience here. You can see all the way out to Cheney, and we can see all the way over to Post Falls, and we get the entire valley and Mica Peak. So it's a fantastic, almost 180, 190 degree view of the Spokane Valley. We're about 350, 400 feet off the Spokane River on a basalt cliff, and it's just phenomenal and breathtaking. I truly believe we have one of the iconic properties in Spokane, and we feel very passionate about opening this up to the Spokane community and taking care of it, and it's part of our history here in Spokane.
If you're feeling a little guilty for leaving the kids at home for that wine escape, don't worry, this next activity is sure to make up for it. Tree to Tree Adventure Park in Athol, Idaho is an aerial obstacle course that will get your kids away from their iPads and having them swinging from the trees.
Safely, of course. Tree to Tree is located inside Farragut State Park and has 2 courses, one for kids and one for grown-ups. Check it out.
We are in Tree to Tree, Idaho, which is inside Farragut State Park.
Going through obstacle courses, zip lines, crazy stuff. On logs, walking across, nothing but balance and the safety hook on you. Just trying to get through.
We have action elements, which the element actually moves with you. So a skateboard, you flip your safety gear on above you, you hold on, and you actually ride a skateboard across to the other platform.
Zip lining. Any of the zip lines were good.
In the black, you have the longest zip line. So you get some pretty good speed going on there. You can see everything from up top.
Tarzan swing would be another one where you flip on your safety gear, you hold on to a rope, and you fly off a platform into a big cargo net. It's mostly families that come out here, and they all get to climb together, stay away from their iPads and their iPhones for a couple minutes and go outside and enjoy this beautiful park. There is a spot you have to jump off a platform to get back down to the ground. And there's a device up there that grabs you and slowly lowers you to the ground, but taking that initial step off the platform is a little tough sometimes.
You're just gonna have fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I am not one for heights in particular, but I did the entire thing.
People come out, sometimes they're a little nervous, and then when they get done, they are, super happy. They've had a great time. They're really excited. They want to come back.
Reservations are required before you visit. You can make yours on Tree to Tree's website. You will need a Farragut State Park pass in order to get in. The kids course is for kids ages 6 to 9, and the adult course is for those 10 and up.
Well, if swinging from the trees isn't your thing, maybe throwing a line in is more your speed. Still ahead, we'll take you to Fernand Lake, where the views are almost as enjoyable as all the trout you'll catch.
Plus, a late summer, early fall favorite, sunflowers. A local prairie is taking advantage of an early bloom this year. See where you can take in the view coming up.
It may be too late to take the boat out, but it's not too late to grab those fishing poles and head to the lake. Fernand Lake in Coeur d'Alene is a great spot to be if you're looking for trout.
We caught up with a fisherman who lives close by and says he can't recommend it enough.
I'm at Fernand Lake. I'm out here doing some fishing. Haven't had too much luck this morning, but I've got one. So I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna give up. I'm out on Fernand because the fishing is usually wonderful. We have a great time. My family and I caught 16 of them a couple of weeks ago, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful setting. We're catching trout. I've caught a few bass, but mainly just fishing for trout. They do kayaking, they do boating, many people are fishing from the bank, and like I said, you're gonna run into some really friendly, nice people and enjoy yourself. Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, God, from my house, I come down here in 10 minutes and I'm on the lake fishing, you know, enjoying myself. It's gorgeous. The people are friendly. We have a great time, you know. It's just a nice place to be.
Usually we don't start to see sunflowers popping up until around this time, but this year we got lucky and the gorgeous flowers started blooming early. A great place to see them in our area is Wild Rose Prairie, just north of Spokane.
But if you do go to take in the views, try to stay out of the fields. The flowers are a crop and a source of income for the farmer. But you don't have to go inside the fields to get a good photo op. Take a look.
I got into sunflowers about 4 years ago just for a different crop rotation, and wheat's been pretty low for the last few years, so this is a cash crop that we can use as an alternative crop. It's supposedly got a deep root and pulls different nutrients out of the ground. This is 63 acres. It goes for bird seed. It's the black little seed. When they first come up, the leaves do, they follow the sun, but once the heads come up, they pretty much face east. You don't care if you take pictures, but just please stay out of them. It's a cash crop, so every head you pick is less income for us. We put up signs, but they ignore them and go out in them and take their pictures and pick them and trample them. The kids go out and play hide and seek in there. You know, ask the people to be respectful for, you know, it's a cash crop and please stay out of them.
But we're not done showing off the Inland Northwest just yet. Coming up, we'll check out the Japanese Garden in Manitou Park with a view you can only get here.
Thanks so much for watching this special edition of 4 News Now. We'll be right back. Skiing season is probably already on the brain of those who just can't wait to hit the slopes. But did you know that's not the only activity you can do up at Schweitzer Mountain? The resort just closed up the mountain for biking over Labor Day weekend.
But we made sure to get out there to follow along with some experienced mountain bikers before the season wrapped up. That's our next Air 4 adventure.
We are at Schweitzer. We are mountain biking because the weather has been amazing. The temps are a little bit cooler than down in the valleys, which makes riding awesome this time of year. The trail system that we have, we've got a good variety. So if you're interested in climbing and getting some really good vertical in on your bike, we've got that for you here at the resort. Our downhill trails are a ton of fun, definitely a little bit more technical, so if you want to challenge yourself, it's a great place to do that. We also have a fantastic trail called the High Point Trail that leads off the backside of the mountain and connects in with the lower basin trail system, which is part of the Selkirk Recreation District, and those trails are amazing and a lot of fun. It is technical riding as you go down. We do have some rocky terrain, so it can be technical riding, but that's the beautiful thing about lift access mountain biking, is that you can enjoy a downhill experience, then take the lift back up. You can get an unlimited mountain bike ticket in our activity center here in the village at the resort and do laps all day long, and it's just a lot of fun. One of the reasons to come riding here is this. There's nothing more spectacular than getting on the top of the mountain and enjoying this gorgeous view. To be rewarded with this fantastic view after your physical effort, it's just definitely worth it.
It's definitely in its prime during the summer, but if you get out there quick, you can still enjoy the Japanese Garden in Manitou Park. As the fall colors begin their arrival, it's sure to be a great place to visit.
That's where we are headed for the final Air 4 adventure tonight. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Nishinomiya Tsutakawa Japanese Garden. Some Japanese citizens back in 1964 came up with the idea of having a Japanese garden, and it was completed in 1974, just in time for the expo. It's supposed to be a place of tranquility and calm, and that's the idea of a Japanese garden, a place where you can kind of divest yourself of some stress. Colors here are more subdued and secondary. It's the forms, the shapes, the rocks, pruning of the trees, the shrubs, designed to be pleasing to the eye. Parts of the garden are kind of designed to emulate nature. You have a background of taller material that looks kind of mountain-like, and so the waterfall would be kind of coming down out of the mountains and turning into a river into the ocean. It's meant to emulate nature, not to be exactly the same, but to replicate some features on a smaller scale.
Well, thanks for joining us on yet another adventure through the skies of the Inland Northwest.
You can go to KXLY.com to find all the Air 4s we've done throughout the years. Have a good night.